Hi, my name is Omar El Defrawy. I'm the founder and CEO of Sylndr. Quick background on myself. So before Sylndr, I did a quick few years of experience between Egypt Central Bank, investment banking, and and a local food delivery platform in Egypt. On Sylndr specifically, we're currently the leading used cars marketplace in Egypt. We're serving both consumers and dealers, not only with trading solutions, but also with both financial solutions on the dealer side, on the consumer side. We've been operating in the market for almost 3 years as we speak. And our focus as a company is to build a fully integrated 360 mobility solution company that offers primarily all solutions for both consumers and dealers, addressing their needs and problems as we scale. I think on the consumer side, if you look generally at customers' preferences and choice, availability of used cars, high quality is a significant challenge that customers face in a market like Egypt. Affordability, access to financing, different financing products that would make their car purchase affordable. And I think, as Muhammad touched as well, the whole car reservicing or car maintenance aspect journey. So these are primarily let's say, the main challenges. So customers in general in Egypt, when it comes to decisions pertaining to their cars, and specifically used cars, they're quite facing challenging across every single decision, being it a buy, a sell, a finance, or even taking care of their vehicles. If you look at the dealer side, dealers market was also, and dealers quite face some challenges as well. So like any emerging markets, dealers are, there's a lot of dealers, they're not technology enabled. They don't have still digitization that helps them scale the business efficiently and focus on managing that business in a very operationally efficient manner. They face challenges when it comes to access to lending and access to financing. So a lot of challenges, I would say, on the dealer side as well. So these are the two-sided challenges that both consumers and dealers face, and this is where we would focus as Sylndr is trying as much as possible to address those challenges both on the consumers and the dealer side, because we believe that our role and focus as a business is actually to enable both, and not only a one-sided solution for any of them. The other part from a business challenge, look, I think when you're talking to businesses or entrepreneurs that are Africa-based, I think what we call as challenges are nightmares for developed markets players. So I think we're used to macro challenges, we're used to legal challenges, we're used to a lot of deviations that happens on a daily basis, and I think that what makes us as I would say quite agile and resilient folks operating in that part of the world. But honestly, I think our ability as Africans in general is to understand the macro challenges, the regulatory challenges, and how things are happening, and our ability to maneuver within that. So definitely seeing volatile macro conditions, legal conditions, and even political conditions, what we've seen, for example, like in Egypt, what has been happening across the region and how it impacted the market. These all were challenges that allowed us, actually that not allowed us, but forced us as a business to think of how to maneuver within those challenges while making sure that you're building a resilient and efficient business. So this is definitely one. And there are the other challenges that we're still seeing in Africa is, of course, we're seeing much better enhancement from a capital allocation perspective. A lot of either privately focused funds or developmental funds as well, now allocating good capital to the region, but we're still yet far from what this continent should be in from both capital of equity allocation and debt allocation. So this is something definitely is still challenges finding the right investors, the right capital. So not only money, but capital that comes in with additional value added and additional knowledge and additional support. And this is, for example, one of the things that we've been able to see last year when we were part with the team in Tokyo, is that actually when it comes to mobility and automotive, Japan is one of the most advanced markets in the globe, and you can see how these markets are much more evolved from a product structuring aspect. I would say talent is also a challenge in that region. You wouldn't find talents easily, especially when you're looking for very specific tech-related talents, being it the software development engineers, data scientists, data warehousing, product managers. These are yet talents that we still need to see more of them because they're quite in need in our part of the world. But other than that, I think ongoing macro challenges is something that we definitely will keep on seeing, but hopefully it becomes an opportunity, not a challenge, in the coming few years, at least for a market like Egypt. If you look at a market like Egypt, the main challenge has been is that there is no innovation whatsoever. I wouldn't say innovation, but I would say that the market is not yet developed from a product evolution standpoint. If you look at any developed markets, the different type of mobility financing solutions that are available in those markets is what makes cars financing affordable. I think what we're lacking in Egypt, for example, is people or lenders to see cars as a true collateral or a true underlying product for any financing solution. Because once you look at customers only from a repayment credit assessment standpoint, which, don't get me wrong, is quite important and crucial when assessing a customer's ability to pay a certain loan, you have to look into consideration as well the structure of the product itself. So I would say from Egypt's standpoint, I think the limitation when it comes to one lender's creativity and ability to think of new products that would avail affordability, the lack of businesses that are focused on fixing that solution specifically. Of course, high interest rate will always remain a barrier to expanding a bigger credit market to consumers, but hopefully in a market like Egypt, this is something that we will definitely hopefully see a significant enhancement happening. But for any business, and again, talking about Egypt, for any business in Egypt that is trying actually to give consumer credit, their biggest challenge is actually funding their balance sheet to do so. And I think this is the challenge in markets like Africa when there is consistent volatility between our home currencies and the dollar, for example. And when you're the only exposure to get or fund your balance sheet is dollar credit, that makes it much more difficult for startups and companies that are looking to solve that solution to have an economically viable solution to provide, because once that mismatch happens, the product becomes unrealistic. So again, I think just to recap, I think definitely we can see a lot of innovation happening, and I think the lack of those products are the main challenge. But hopefully, I think this is something that we as a company are looking to work on, hopefully in the coming years, in order to address as a company.